appreciate that. So let me talk about today, especially for those of you who are new, and for those of you who know our community, we are not, we don't emphasize a lot of ritual or ceremony here. We try to have, I mean, we appreciate it, but we try to be less ritualistic than other places. We're trying to create an engaged American Buddhism here that's open to everybody. But this will be more ceremonial today, because what we're doing is we're doing an ancient tradition within the Buddhist tradition, which is transmitting the Five Mindfulness Trainings, the fundamental ethical foundation of the Buddhist tradition, as well as transmitting the 14 Mindfulness Trainings of the Order of Interbeing, which was created by Thich Nhat Hanh, who I think many of you know. We'll have about 20 plus people taking transmission today. They've all had to prepare themselves for this. But I think if you listen carefully, you will find today very meaningful. You know, in Zen, in Buddhism, we say words are pointers. It's just, and the analogy is, you know, the finger pointing at the moon. When the finger is pointing at the moon, don't look at the finger. Look at the moon. Words are pointers. By themselves, they're just blah, blah, blah. Words are pointers. They point to meaning. So don't just hear words. Realize when you hear words, they're pointing to something that could be very meaningful for each of us. Now, in this ceremony, in this transmission ceremony of the Three Refuges and the Five Mindfulness Trainings, that goes back to the Buddha. He transmitted them to his disciples. You know, there's, 80 or 90 generations that separate us from the living Buddha. It really doesn't sound like a lot, does it, in the unfolding of geological time? 80 or 90 generations. But this transmission has been transmitted unbrokenly from student to from the Buddha to his students, student teacher, right through to when I received it from my teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh, and the authorization to transmit them. So it's a living transmission. And I want you to listen very carefully to it, to the words as the ceremony unfolds. Even if you're new, even if ceremonial things don't really interest you. The Buddha said, I teach another way. Right? I teach another way. So first we need to understand what is this other way that he's teaching another way from. If we look at the news, we see the other way that the Buddha turned from. It is the way of what? It is not the way of love. It is not the way of compassion. It is not the way of understanding. It is not the way of altruism. It is not the way where people see each other as the same. We're all human beings. We all want happiness. Nobody wants to suffer. We all cherish our, we cherish life. And yet, we live in a time where in the popular movement of history, that is not occurring, is it? There is hate. There is violence. There is lying. There is using words to confuse and obfuscate, right? It's not a dialogue which says, yeah, we're all in this together. We all share this planet together. We all need to understand each other and learn how to get along with each other and respect each other. So, and the manifestation of this sense of separation, of me versus you, mine versus what's yours, and I got to hold on to mine, and I really want some of yours. This manifests as greed. Never have enough. Always want more. Right? Manifests as hatred. Manifests as fear, worry, anxiety, despair. Right? Permeates our world. And the leaders, most of the leaders of the world, their dialogue is all just reinforcing that toxicity, isn't it? The Buddha said, I teach another way. A way that leads to happiness. A way that leads to well-being. I teach a way that helps human beings live in harmony with one another, respect one another, understand one another. So, this other way that we're not getting, in our education system, we're not getting in our public discourse, we're not getting on our social media, is becoming more and more important. And so this transmission, this 2,500 years transmission that you'll be hearing today is the manifestation, kind of the heart of this other way. Well, the Buddhist teachings has great meditation practices for development of the mind and the heart. At its basis is an ethical framework. When Thich Nhat Hanh, when he wrote his book on the Five Mindfulness Trainings that we'll be transmitting today, he called it For a Future to Be Possible. Now, isn't that interesting? A book about ethics is entitled For a Future to Be Possible. Because he, like other great spiritual leaders of our time, see deeply what's going on and where this path that the human race seems to be on is only going to lead in afflictive ways. No good is going to come out of this, is it? The only good that will come out of what's going on now is if people wake up and ask, is there another way? So Thich Nhat Hanh, when he called his book on ethics, For a Future to Be Possible, he wasn't just, he wasn't being alarmist. He wasn't trying to sell books. He was saying, without humanity of all religion, all non-religion, all political viewpoints, to agree on a fundamental ethical conduct to govern just fundamentally, how they conduct themselves in the actions of their body, in the actions of their words, and in the activities of their mind, a future cannot be possible. Meaning a good future, a worthwhile future. And that future, even though I'm talking now in this kind of grand scheme of the world, it really means It's very individualistic. It also means for each of us as individuals, there's another way to be. Personally. There's another way for us to be and interact with our families, with our loved ones, with our friends, with our community, with our work colleagues, with our schoolmates. There is another way to be, another way to talk, another way, another framework to hold our relationships than often what we're getting from social media, from political media. Okay? So, please listen today. You may hear some repetition. It's okay. It needs to be said over and over. Because every day when you turn on your news or you turn on your social media, wherever you go, you're hearing the same thing over and over again. Right? It's just a new day, same themes. Same stuff's going on. Right? So, they're saying it over and over and over and over again. They're saying, buy, consume, need more, never be happy. These are your enemies. Don't care what happens to them. Right? I mean, that's the message we're getting over and over and over again. So, this message that we're going to share today is also a message for each of us to take into our lives, our relationships. So, so there's a countervailing force, not based on power, physical power, but based on moral power, ethical power. This is what all the great teachers have shown us. Yeah, so we're going to begin by offering incense. We're going to say a little verse. The Dharma is deep and lovely. The Dharma is the Buddha's teaching. We now have a chance to see it, study, practice it. We vow to realize its true meaning. See, we can just go blah, 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 blah. We can go, wow, these teachings are profound. And I have now a chance to come into its presence, to study it, and to practice it. We vow to realize its true meaning. We're not going to just leave it at words. We're not going to just leave it at good intentions. We're going to live its truth. So it's, and then we're going to chant the heart of Prajnaparamita. Prajnaparamita means the wisdom that liberates, that takes us to the other shore. It's one of the great Buddhist teachings. I will just, there have been many teachings on it. Just listen to it. It really enunciates something that's very unique in Buddhism, which is the teaching on shunyata, the empty nature, the non-self nature of everything, including us, which is really so important. Then we have, then I'll be calling up the 20 or so or people who will be taking transmission today. They will stand here. They will touch the earth in gratitude. Now, why touch the earth? Touch the earth is really just saying they're going to actually prostrate. Can you believe it? They're going to get down, not just bow. They're going to go all the way down and touch their foreheads to the ground as they take their vows. Now, why do that, you see? Why do that? Because it shows deep, deep respect for what's happening. Like we may bow to somebody, it's meant to imply respect. Right? We come forward a little bit. We lower, my first teacher, Kapleau, used to call prostration lowering the mast of self. The self says, I'm equal to everybody. I don't bow before anybody, right? Very proud of himself. But there's another self that knows its limits. It knows there are things that really are valued in this world. There are things to be respected, right? And so we touch the earth, showing our deepest respect to what we're committing to and what we're saying. We will then take, be administering what are called the Three Refuges, and I gave a talk on this, I think, several weeks ago. But again, it's so important, my friends, whether you're Buddhist here or non-Buddhist, it doesn't matter. Where do we go for refuge? If we're looking for stability, clarity, groundedness, if we're looking for a way to open our hearts, right? Who do we trust? Right? I mean, in this age of fake news, in this way of AI-generated images, right? We're coming to a world where we go, how do I know what's true? How do I know what's real? Well, that is about that. But we need to find the authenticity that we seek in our own minds. What can I trust? Right? Now, what's going to help us develop that trust in our own mind is following a path that's time-tested. The Buddhist path, for example, is 2,600 years, generation after generation after generation. You know, we talk about in science and everything, evidence-based. Everything's got to be evidence-based. Well, 2,600 years of experience of millions and millions and millions of people of all different cultures, races, genders, et cetera, all experiencing a path and saying it works to heal and transform and to help people awaken. Maybe I could trust that process, right? Maybe I could trust these teachers who are teaching not for gain, not to sell a book, not for fame, simply because they want to share something good with their fellow human beings. You know, I can trust that. I can trust these practices. Oh, coming back to my own body breath, taking refuge in my own body breath. I can trust that. Taking trust in a Dharma and a path of teachings that I've investigated, that I've looked at after, that doesn't say this is absolute truth. It says no, test this. Does it make sense to you? Is it logical? Does it work for you? Oh, I could take refuge in that. So these are the three refuges. And again, you'll hear them. And for those of you who aren't taking transmission, just listen. Just listen. Again, Buddhism is not a religion, it's a path to awakening, a path to freedom. And then we're going to transmit the Five Mindfulness Trainings. You'll hear them. Guess what the first one is? Do not kill. Do not let others kill. Find whatever means possible to protect life. I mean, it's a little longer, but, what if human beings, like whatever religion, whatever, actually, most religions, don't they have that in there? Right? Buddhism is not the only one that says, do not kill. I mean, wasn't that a commandment from... Right? A long time ago. But human beings, what? They do it their way. They have bodies and bodies and bodies and bodies and bodies and bodies and bodies of religious literature telling people, oh, you can kill here, you can kill here, you can kill under these circumstances, you can kill under those circumstances. So after a time, it what? It becomes meaningless. So I like to come back to simplicity. Do not kill. I mean, does anybody here want to be killed? Does anybody here want their loved ones killed? Does anybody here want their house blown up? I mean, it's so simple, right? You know, that's what all human beings want. Second one is do not steal. Yeah, don't take what doesn't belong to you. I mean, does anybody here want somebody to steal from them, take what belongs to them? No. So simple. Don't do harm to other human beings. Leave their stuff alone. Sexual expression, the third one, which shouldn't take place without love, long-term commitment. I mean, how much suffering is created in this world, in our own culture, right? By sexual misconduct. I mean, the suffering's immense. Women maybe know it better than men, right? Yeah, it's all from sexual misconduct. Not respecting the bodies of other human beings. Right? Seeing other human beings as they're there for my pleasure. They're there for my power over. That's the world of ego. Self only thinking about itself. Fourth is right speech. Do not say untruthful things. Can you imagine what the world would be like? Politicians they'd have to walk around with masking tape over their mouths, right? Talking heads would have to have masking tape over their mouths. Do not say untruthful things. Do not spread news you do not know to be certain. Do not criticize or condemn things that you're not sure of. Do not utter words that cause division and hatred that can create discord. I mean, it goes on. Can you imagine if that was the ethos of the way we communicated with each other? Right? The way the leaders in all the areas of life communicated with each other and to the rest of our country. And the fifth mindfulness training is about consumption. It's traditionally about alcohol and drugs, but this goes on and on and on, looking at, social media, video games, there's all kinds of things. It's really about do not ingest things that distort the mind. And we know that it's not just drugs and alcohol, it's video games, it's toxic conversations, it's websites, there's all kinds of toxicity out there that people are consuming, and from that consumption, they do things that are not healthy. Or they do things that are harmful. So this fifth mindfulness training is about, be aware of what you're consuming. Not just for what it does to you, but how it affects your relationship to others. These trainings, traditionally in Buddhism, they were translated as precepts. Precepts are more in line of things you do and things you don't do. Thich Nhat Hanh changed the word to trainings. So we train in these things. We're not perfect. If we were perfect, we wouldn't have to take them. So all the people you see taking the trainings today, they're all acknowledging their imperfection. Okay? And that we need, as human beings, we need guidelines. And it's hard for somebody to admit, I need guidelines. Just something that kind of keeps me on track. Something that challenges me. Something that says, am I acting skillfully? Are my words helpful or are they doing harm? Are the actions of my body really helping another human being, or am I supporting doing harm to another human being? So they make us think, reflect on the actions of our body, speech, and mind. So they are guidelines. Okay? They're things Thich Nhat Hanh often says they're like mirrors. we can see our actions, and we can assess how we're doing. Each of the people today who are receiving ordination will be receiving a certificate, an ordination certificate. Again, this goes back in Buddhist tradition. On that certificate will be a little summary of the ceremony, and it'll also be giving them their Dharma name. They still have their family name, but they'll be given a Dharma name. Each of them has written me their aspirations for their spiritual life, and from that I've created a name for them. Okay? And I'll be transmitting this ceremony today through authorization of my teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh. Okay. Any questions before we take a quick break and then we come back? Everything clear? Good. Please enjoy yourself. And again, for those of you, as most of us, are not going to be physically up here, yeah, as these trainings, as you hear the words, let them sink in. And if you have a moment, just reflect, what does it mean to me? How do I understand that? You see, then it's not just words like blah, blah, blah. It's going, yeah, I want to get the meaning of those words in me. Okay? So let's enjoy ourselves. And as we bear witness to this ancient ceremony, hopefully alive here in Tampa today. So it is now. So we're going to take now, this is going to be so we're now going to take a 5-minute stretch bathroom break. Okay? So it's going to take a lot of mindfulness to pull this one off. Okay, so for those you want to stretch, you can just stretch in place, or just move around the hall. For those of you who like the restroom, because the ceremony will take about an hour. There are 2 bathrooms out here in the hall, but there are also many bathrooms over in the Ed building. Can we have a member over in the Ed building, just to, people don't know? The Ed building is just out the door, to the back, down the stairs. You don't even need to put on your shoes. You can just walk right over and go in the Ed building, and there are many bathrooms over there. All right? On your mark. Get set. Go. So we'll begin with the incense offering.
In gratitude we offer this incense throughout space and time to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May it be fragrant as earth herself, reflecting careful efforts, wholehearted awareness, and the fruit of understanding slowly ripening. May we and all beings be companions of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May we awaken from forgetfulness and realize our true home.
Next, we will chant the opening verse. It will begin with 3 bells, and then we'll all begin together. Next, we will chant the heart of the Prajnaparamita, and we will begin with a bell, and then I will say the first line, then there'll be a bell, and then the drum. Angie will begin on the fifth drum, 1 beat, and then we all begin together on the 2nd beat, and each syllable is 1 beat.
Heart of perfect wisdom.
So as we continue with the ceremony, I'll be following the protocols of the Plum Village Thich Nhat Hanh tradition for this ceremony. Has the entire community assembled?
The entire community has assembled.
Is there harmony in the community?
Yes, there is harmony.
Why has the community assembled today?
The community has assembled to perform the Sangha karma of transmitting the Three Refuges, Five Mindfulness Trainings, and the 14 Mindfulness Trainings.
Noble community, today, March 15th, 2026, has been chosen as the day to transmit the Three Refuges, the Five Mindfulness Trainings, and the 14 Mindfulness Trainings. The community has assembled at the appointed time and is ready to transmit and receive the refuges, the trainings, the 5 and the 14, in an atmosphere of harmony. Is this statement clear and complete? And you say 3 times, clear and complete, clear and complete, clear and complete. Couldn't do it without you. Will our sisters and brothers who are receiving and or renewing the 5 mindfulness trainings and the 3 refuges please come forward with palms joined and stand before the 3 jewels. And as you come forward, let me just read the list of names. Charles Stratford Kirkpatrick, Christian Thompson, Deborah Orell Nathanson, Erica Noblick, Hannah Allred, Holly Mastero, Holly Malone, Javier Vargas, Jay Nathanson, Jem Gaze, Kat Hall, Mary Ellen Culberson, Michael Hazen, Michael Murphy, Peter Dunn, Ray Nelson, Robert Boguslaw, Shanice Ditels, Simon Herrera, and Shauna Perry. And then we have 2 who are renewing, Nicholas Marlafov and Michelle Fernandez. So you'll be referred to as Ordinese. Ordinese. On hearing the sound of the bell, after the recitation of each line, please touch the earth 1 time, and if for some physical reason you're unable to touch, you can just bow. In gratitude to our parents who have given us life, we touch the earth before the 3 jewels. And when I do it like that, that means you can come up. In gratitude to our teachers who show us how to love, understand, and how to live in the present moment, we touch the earth before the 3 jewels. In gratitude to our friends who guide us on the path and support us in difficult moments, we touch the earth before the 3 jewels. In gratitude to all species in the animal, plant, and mineral worlds who support our life and make our world beautiful, we touch the earth before the 3 jewels. Please rise. Today the community is gathered to support those who will go and make the vow to go for refuge of the Three Jewels and receive and practice the Five Mindfulness Trainings and the Three Refuges. You have had a chance to learn about and observe the way of understanding and love that has been handed down to us by our teachers for so many generations. And today each of you has made the decision to go to refuge, to the Three Jewels, and to take the Five Mindfulness Trainings. To take refuge in the Three Jewels is to turn to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha for protection. The Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha are three precious gems. To take refuge in the Buddha is to take refuge in the awakened one, who has the ability to show us the true way in this life. To take refuge in the Dharma is to take refuge in the way of understanding, love, and compassion. To take refuge in the Sangha is to take refuge in the community that is doing its best to practice according to the path of understanding, love, and compassion, and to live in an awakened way. The Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha are present in every quarter of the universe, as well as in every person and all other species. To go to refuge with the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha also means, very important now, to have confidence in your own ability to wake up, to be awakened, and to develop and manifest understanding and love in yourselves, and to practice the way for yourself, but also for our family, our community, our society, and the world. Now, will you, brothers and sisters, please repeat after me the three great refuge vows. And you'll repeat after me. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Buddha. The one who shows me the way in this life. The one who shows me the way in this life. Please touch the earth. I take refuge in the Dharma, the way of understanding and love. Please touch the earth. I take refuge in the Sangha, the community that lives in harmony and awareness. The community that lives in harmony and awareness. Please touch the earth. Brothers and sisters, sisters and brothers, you have formally now received the three refuges. Receiving them will enable you to see that these three jewels are in your own heart, and you will bring them into your daily life. Today you have formally become students of the Buddha, the awakened one, and you have made the vow, as so many others have over the centuries, to live an awakened life. Beginning from today, you should apply your mind to learning about and practicing the way of understanding, love, and compassion, which also means to nourish the capacity, your own ability, to love and understand within yourselves. You will also go to refuge to your Sangha in order to learn and practice together. And you will attend days of mindfulness, retreats of mindfulness, and recitations of the trainings and other activities of your community. The transmitter of the refuges to today is true energy, and your Dharma name has been chosen by him. You should take refuge in your teacher and your Sangha to learn how to practice the path of awakening. Brothers and sisters, now is the time to transmit the 5 mindfulness trainings. They have the capacity to protect life and to make it beautiful. The 5 mindfulness trainings encourage us in the direction of peace, joy, liberation, and awakening. They are the foundation for individual happiness and the happiness of family and society. If we practice according to the 5 mindfulness trainings, we are already on the path of the Bodhisattva, the enlightened ones. The 5 mindfulness trainings protect us and help us to avoid making mistakes and creating suffering, fear, and despair. By practicing these trainings, we are able to build peace and happiness in ourselves and our family, and joy and peace in our society and in the world. I will now recite the 5 mindfulness trainings. Listen carefully with a calm and clear mind, saying yes out loud. Every time you see, you have the capacity to receive, learn, and practice the mindfulness training read. Sisters and brothers, are you ready? Yes. Thank you. The first mindfulness training. Do not kill. Do not let others kill. Find whatever means possible to protect life. Do not live with a vocation that is harmful to humans and nature. This is the first of the 5 mindfulness trainings. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it? And you say, yes, I do. Please touch the bell. Please touch the earth. The second mindfulness training. Do not steal. Possess nothing that should belong to others. Respect the property of others, but prevent others from enriching themselves from human suffering and the suffering of other species on earth. This is the second of the 5 mindfulness trainings. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it? Yes. Please touch the earth. The third mindfulness training. Sexual expression should not take place without love and a long-term commitment. Be fully aware of the suffering you may cause others as a result of your conduct. To preserve the happiness of yourself and others, respect the rights and commitments of others. This is the third of the 5 mindfulness trainings. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
I do. Yes.
Please touch the earth. The fourth mindfulness training. Do not say untruthful things. Do not spread news that you do not know to be certain. Do not criticize or condemn things that you are not sure of. Do not utter words that cause division and hatred, that can create discord and cause the family or the community to break. All efforts should be made to reconcile and resolve all conflicts. This is the fourth of the 5 mindfulness trainings. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it? Yes. Please touch the earth. The 5th mindfulness training. Do not use alcohol, drugs, or any other products which contain toxins, such as certain websites, electronic games, TV programs, films, magazines, books, even conversations. Consume in a way that preserves peace, joy, and well-being in your body, your consciousness, and in the collective body and consciousness of your family, your society, and the earth. Cultivate good health, both physical and mental, by practicing mindful eating, drinking, and consuming. Practice looking deeply into how you consume the 4 kinds of nutriments, namely edible foods, sense impressions, volition, and consciousness. This is the 5th of the 5 mindfulness trainings. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it? Please touch the earth. Brothers and sisters, you have received the 5 mindfulness trainings, which are the foundation of happiness in the family and in society. They are the basis for the aspiration to help others. You should recite the trainings often, at least once a month, so that your understanding and your practice of the 5 mindfulness trainings can grow deeper every day. A mindfulness training recitation ceremony can be organized at your practice center, with your local Sangha, or even at home with friends. If you do not recite these trainings at least once every 3 months, in every 3 months, you lose the transmission and today's ceremony will be nullified. Brothers and sisters, as students of the Awakened One, you should be energetic in practicing the way the Buddha has taught us how to create peace and happiness for ourselves and for all species. Upon hearing the sound of the bell, please bow deeply 3 times to show your gratitude to the 3 jewels. Brothers and sisters, I will now read the mindfulness training certificates. For those who cannot see, they have the person's family name, and they have the date of the transmission, the place of the transmission, they have their Dharma name, and they are signed by me, and in it are the trainings and the refuges. So I'll begin with Charles. And your Dharma name is Source of Enlightened Aspiration. Christian Thompson. Source of the Compassionate Heart. Deborah, Source of Original Goodness. Erica, source of embodied goodness. Hannah, source of the good heart. Holly, source of pure connection to all. The other Holly? Holly number 2. Source of pure light. Javier? Source of self-awareness. Jay? Source of pure sincerity. Jem? Source of freedom. Cat? Is Cat here? Mary Ellen? Source of unwavering determination. Michael? Source of true refuge. Hold on, Michael? Oh, Michael Murphy? Oh, okay, 2 Michaels. Source of pure practice. Peter? Source of pure continuation. Ray? Source of true insight. Robert? Source of the perfectly tuned heart. Robert is a musician, so he understands what that means. Shanice? Source of clear vision. Simon? Source of intrinsic wholeness. Shauna? Source of precious opportunity. So, and again, if those listening wonder why source is used so much, it's a tradition. So people that Thich Nhat Hanh directly ordained, they have the word true in their names. So like my Dharma name that he gave me was True Energy. And everybody that I ordain has, according to tradition, will have the source in their name. That's why everybody is source. So you can return to your places. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations. So while they're returning, the next ordination is there'll be one person. So if you look around, those of you who sort of knew and look around and seeing people in brown jackets, and if you go, what's that all about? Thich Nhat Hanh back in the 60s founded an order, a new order that incorporated both ordained, like monks and nuns, and laymen and laywomen, in one order. He called the order in Vietnamese Tie Bien. He translated it as interbeing. So So in our community, so there is an Order of Interbeing founded by Thai that has been transmitting to many people throughout the world, including North America. We have a very active community here. I think we have close to 40 or 50 of our members are in the Order of Interbeing community. They go through an aspirancy training program for a couple of years, meeting quite often in groups. We currently, I think, have a group of 11 that are being mentored to prepare them. And the Order of Interbeing is the core community of our community in many ways. So there was one person, Danny Hall, who was in the last aspirancy group, but she hadn't been in it long enough. So when the group of people went to one of the Thich Nhat Hanh monasteries to be ordained, she wasn't participating, and she's continued to participate with the new group, but I feel she's ready, and so I will ordain her so the whole community sees it, and then she'll also be going to Blue Cliff Monastery to receive another transmission from the monastic community. So Danny, will you please come forward? Today the community is gathered also to give support to our sister, Danny Hall, at the solemn moment that she will be undertaking to receive and observe the 14 Mindfulness Trainings of the Order of Interbeing and enter the core community of the Florida Community of Mindfulness. Danny, please listen. Following in the steps of the Bodhisattvas as your teachers and companions along the path, you have made the aspiration to receive and observe the mindfulness trainings of the Order of Interbeing. You have given rise to the seed of bodhicitta, the mind of love. You have made it your aspiration to develop this seed. Your own awakening and liberation, as well as the liberation and awakening of all other species, have now become your highest career. Brothers and sisters in the community, please establish yourself by enjoying your breathing, so that you may be truly present and give support to the seed of bodhicitta, the mind of love in Danny. With your support, you will develop this seed solidly and courageously so that it will become indestructible. Danny, this is the solemn moment for receiving the 14 trainings of the Order of Interbeing. Listen carefully, with a clear and concentrated mind to each mindfulness training as it is read, and answer, yes, I do, clearly every time that you see that you have the intention and capacity to receive, study, and practice the mindfulness training that has been read. Are you ready? These then are the 14 trainings of the Order of Interbeing. The first mindfulness training, openness. Do not be idolatrous about or bound to any doctrine, theory, ideology, even Buddhist ones. Buddhist systems of thought are guiding means and not absolute truth. This is the first mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
Please touch the earth. The second mindfulness training, non-attachment to views. Do not think the knowledge you presently possess is changeless, absolute truth. Avoid being narrow-minded and bound to present views. Learn and practice non-attachment from views in order to be open to receive others' viewpoints. Truth is found in life and not merely in conceptual knowledge. Be ready to learn throughout your entire life and to observe reality in yourself and in the world at all times. This is the second mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
Please touch the earth. The third mindfulness training, freedom of thought. Do not force others, including children, by any means whatsoever to adopt your views, whether by authority, threat, money, propaganda, even education. However, through compassionate dialogue, help others renounce fanaticism and narrowness. This is the third mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it? Please touch the earth. The fourth mindfulness training, awareness of suffering. Do not avoid contact with suffering or close your eyes before suffering. Do not lose awareness of the existence of suffering in the life of the world. Find ways to be with those who are suffering by all means, including personal contact, visits, images, and sounds. By such means, awaken yourself and others to the reality of suffering in the world. This is the fourth mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make a commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
Please touch the earth. The fifth mindfulness training, simple, healthy living. Do not accumulate wealth while millions are hungry. Do not take as the aim of your life fame, profit, wealth, or sensual pleasure. Live simply and share time, energy, and material resources with those who are in need. Do not use alcohol, drugs, or any of the products that bring toxins into your own and the collective body and consciousness. This is the fifth mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
Please touch the earth. The sixth mindfulness training, dealing with anger. Do not maintain anger or hatred. As soon as anger and hatred arise, practice the meditation on compassion in order to deeply understand the persons who have caused you anger and hatred. Learn to look at other beings with the eyes of compassion. This is the sixth training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
Please touch the earth. The seventh mindfulness training, dwelling happily in the present moment. Do not lose yourself in dispersion and in your surroundings. Practice mindful breathing to come back to what is happening in the present moment. Be in touch with what is wondrous, refreshing, and healing, both inside yourself and around you. Plant seeds of joy, peace, and understanding in yourself in order to facilitate the work of transformation in the depths of your consciousness. This is the seventh mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
Please touch the earth. The eighth mindfulness training, community and communication. Do not utter words that can create discord and cause the community to break. Make every effort to reconcile and resolve all conflicts, however small. This is the eighth mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
Please touch the earth. The ninth mindfulness training, truthful and loving speech. Do not say untruthful things for the sake of personal interests or to impress people. Do not utter words that cause division and hatred. Do not spread news that you do not know to be certain. Do not criticize or condemn things that you're not sure of. Always speak truthfully and constructively. Have the courage to speak out about situations of injustice, even when doing so may threaten your own safety. This is the 9th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
Please touch the earth. The 10th mindfulness training, protecting the Sangha. Do not use the Buddhist community for personal gain or profit, or transform your community into a political party. A religious community, however, should take a clear stand against oppression and injustice, and should strive to change the situation without engaging in partisan conflicts. This is the 10th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
Please touch the earth. The 11th mindfulness training, right livelihood. Do not live with a vocation that is harmful to humans and nature. Do not invest in companies that deprive others of their chance to live. Select a vocation that helps realize your ideal of compassion. This is the 11th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
Please touch the earth. The 12th mindfulness training, reverence for life. Do not kill. Do not let others kill. Find whatever means possible to protect life and prevent war. This is the 12th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
Please touch the earth. The 13th mindfulness training, generosity. Possess nothing that should belong to others. Respect the property of others, but prevent others from enriching themselves from human suffering or the suffering of other species on earth. This is the 13th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
Please touch the earth. The 14th mindfulness training, right conduct. One should not engage in sexual relationships which cause suffering to the other person, oneself, or to others. Be aware of the suffering one can cause in such relationships. To preserve the happiness of others, respect the rights and commitments of others. This is the 14th of the 14 mindfulness trainings of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
Please touch the earth one more time. Danny, you have now received the 14 mindfulness trainings of the Order of Interbeing. You have taken the first step on the path of the Bodhisattva, the path of great understanding of the Bodhisattva Manjusri, that puts an end to countless wrong perceptions, prejudices, and discriminations. The path of great compassion of the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, who loves, values, and protects the life of all species and listens deeply to the cries of all species, far and near, in order to help them. And the path of great action of Bodhisattva Samantabhadra, who takes every opportunity to create love, understanding, and harmony in the world. Brothers and sisters in the community, with one heart, please give your spiritual support to this committed practitioner, in the present moment to help her now and in the future. Danny, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will be with you on your path of practice. When you hear the sound of the bell, bow deeply 3 times to show your gratitude to the 3 jewels. Thank you. You can now be seated. Turn to your seat. So as you might have heard, the 14 trainings involve some of the same ones that you heard in the 5, but others that you didn't hear. Again, this was Thich Nhat Hanh's approach to creating a kind of a modern Buddhist ethic relevant to our times. So therefore you hear a lot of the spirit as well as the actual words of the original 5, but there's a lot more in them. So again, Danny was ordained in it, so she had to make vows and commitments. Again, people in our community have already gone through that process. But for all of us, they are available to live our life. You don't have to be formally ordained or formally receive them to begin to take them in your life. And there is a book called Interbeing, which has these trainings and Thich Nhat Hanh's commentary on them. So thank you all, both in the hall and online, for bearing witness to today's ceremony.